Hello, I'm Andy HG of the popular YouTube channel Andy HG, and if you're on Too Elusive's channel, you're not going to see this part because I am only going to use this for my intro on my channel. So, before too many games started, I actually hit up the Toys R Us in King of Prussia just to see what they had left, and I managed to come across this World of Nintendo Animal Crossing figure for Villager, and for about a few bucks, why not? And I also picked up a Fox McCloud plush. Can't go wrong with Fox McCloud for a Too Many Games supposedly Star Fox theme. And I picked up this exclusive Ultron vs. Sigma. And it's different just because, as you can see on the back, this is the typical colors. But this is the exclusive Toys R Us colors. Or exclusive to nothing anymore because RIP Toys R Us. And I also picked up other pop figures such as Rose Wilson from Teen Titans Go, which, shame she wasn't actually part of the actual Teen Titans show, but I still like it, so. And a weirdly titled one, Robin is Nightwing, which I'm just thinking, just Nightwing. What's wrong with just saying just Nightwing? But as for the stuff I picked up at Too Many Games, I don't know if I'm cutting over, but anyway. So the first weird thing I found was this game called Packy and Marlin, which is made by Raya Systems, and it's one of those weird health educational games. And this is one of the two games that's all about type 1 diabetes. I'm not kidding. And with that, I also gotten Rex Ronin, which is all about the problems of tobacco. The other games were there, but unfortunately, they were a little bit too much out of my price range to pay for them, and one of them had a really terrible label. But I managed to find a couple of imports, such as one I've been looking for in the Game Boy Advance, Corinne. If you're familiar with the Smash Brothers games, this is one of the assists in the game. It's a really fun puzzle game for the Game Boy Advance. Not sure why it never came out overseas. And one of the biggest ones I wanted was, I forget the Japanese name, but this is Panic Restaurant over here in North America. One of the really rarest games from Taito and costs a little bit too much money for a North American copy, but the Famicom version is really inexpensive by comparison. I had two times to collect this last year, and I missed out on it, and I hopped on this as soon as I could. And along with some other Famicom games, I found Bomberman, which kind of has a very interesting Japanese cover art here. I'm going to say much different than the one we got over here. And I also got Hatris, which is Tetris, but with hats. And this is a special Famicom game, which I had signed by Charles Martinet. This is Super Mario 3. Now, anyone who knows me, Super Mario 3 is the very first game I ever played in my entire existence. And for helping out Charles Martinet, he gave me a free autograph, and this guy writes a lot on his autographs. Though he got my name wrong, which I guess just because convention volume, he probably only heard the A and the Y, so he wrote Anthony instead. But I don't mind just because it was a free autograph and it's proof from Charles Martinet himself, so that's quite an honor in itself. And one of the games I've been always looking for is Kirby Superstar, or Kirby Super Deluxe as it's called in Japan. And this is finally a game I've been able to pick up for only $15 compared to like the $40 or $50, $60 it costs in North America. And a couple of stuff, I'm missing one of the games that I picked up from limited runs, but I picked up Undertale for the PS Vita, which is a game I've been meaning to play for quite a while, but it was only on Steam for a good amount of time, and I'm a bit of a weenie. I like having physical copies of stuff, so I waited and it finally paid off. And another thing I picked up from limited run at the last second was Double Dragon 4. Now, it looks like it's the typical NES style arcade classic. I haven't played it yet. but I heard it's kind of mixed things, but I'm willing to try it out, and I got it for a discounted price too, which Limited Run is actually pretty cheap in their prices. And something else I picked up from Limited Run is, I don't know how to pronounce this, but it's a really fun shooter game. Like, really fun shooter game. Japanese typical, you know, third-person shooter, just fun. There was a demo of it during the time I was at the table itself, and as soon as I tried it, I just wanted to get it. You know, typical Toho Death Smiles kind of shooter. Just so much fun. Now my friend Tim, if you're watching this, hooked me up with a couple of Sonic games. He gave me a copy of Sonic CD for the Mega CD, which I feel bad because I don't own any way of playing this version of Sonic CD. And he also, because I complained in my last video about it, he also hooked me up with a copy of Sonic Jam for about $7, which is really cheap considering how much Sonic Jam goes for, and especially with how much the vendors were selling it for. And keep in mind, that's like the Japanese copy. So I finally have this, and I think I have now all the Sega Saturn Sonic games in my collection now, as of this one. So thank you again, Tim, for these nice hookups. And while I don't usually look for these too often, I found a Nintendo Power strategy guide for Ninja Gaiden 2, which I think is by far the best of the Ninja Gaiden titles. And like, it's difficult, but it's the least hardest out of the NES trilogy. And I used to have a lot of these kind of strategy guides, and I just like the design of them. Like, it gives something unique. It's not just the box art. It's just really cool. Now, one of the biggest PS2 games I've always been looking for, I rented this all the time, is Yu-Gi-Oh! Duelist of the Roses, which I thank my friend Neo Shifter. Check out his Twitch, which I'll list somewhere down here. And I think he's doing a Let's Play of this right now. And this was a really interesting game. It's kind of like Dungeon Dice Monsters, and it's also kind of like Forbidden Memories put into one, but done better in my opinion. I rented it all the time from Hollywood Video, but I've never actually owned this. So thank you, Steven Neo Shifter, for reminding me that I was looking for this game. One of the surprise things I found was a $5 amiibo, which was the Chibi Robo amiibo. I didn't know that they sold this by itself, but I usually see it with the game package, but I saw it at a table and saw $5 on it, and I was like, "You sure?" And it's like, "Yeah, take my money." Now, a couple of interesting things I've gotten from one of my friends living in 8-bits who I haven't seen in a while. I'm surprised I didn't have this DVD already, because I have other things that Cinevore and Living in 8-bits worked on. And this is the Super Plumber Brothers, which includes, you know, episodes, commentary, all that kind of fun stuff. And if you haven't watched it, go watch it on YouTube, and if you want it on DVD, you know, look up Retroware. They should have it. Speaking of DVDs, I also managed to get Atop the Fourth Wall, the movie, which was a movie I actually donated, but I don't think I got the perk to get a copy of the DVD, so I finally made up for it. And really fun crossover movie with a bunch of, you know, content producers who used to be on Channel Awesome. Really worth your time. And I can't wait for, you know, the Long Box movie that's coming up as well. And I also picked up, because I'm a bad fan, Pat the NES Punk Volume 1 and 2. Which, the Volume 1 is the actual episodes, and Volume 2 is the bonus stuff. And I got it signed by him and Ian. You know, really very two cool guys.
You got this.
Yes, I did. Now, one of my favorite things I picked up was there was a table that was selling console shirts. with different logos and so of different consoles, and I picked up one for the Neo Geo. Originally I wanted to get a Dreamcast shirt, but they didn't have one in my size, so I managed to find this for only $10, which was on clearance. It was really good of a find for me.
So the first one that I want to show off here is this nice little foam sword that I got of the Master Sword. It's pretty lightweight. It's actually small compared to the other Master Swords he has up there. I went with a smaller build simply because it's easier to carry, and plus it's nice for like a little cosplay prop in the event that anyone wants to go as Link. So there you go with that one. This one here, now it's going to be a tad difficult to show off. I'm going to admit that.
You need some help with that?
I might.
Yeah.
This here, and excuse me if my eye is kind of bothering me a little bit.
It's okay, it's okay.
This here is supposed to be, as something dropped, is supposed to be a poster of Mega Man X.
We'll pick that piece up later.
Specifically of the 4th game. And the reason why it is the 4th is because of the fact that Iris is in the picture. But yeah, this is basically what I picked up at the con. I plan on hanging this up in my wall, of course. Where I will hang it up, I have not determined that, but it's definitely going in my wall, hands down.
Roll it back up.
Now this one is another one that's of a lovely Capcom character. A lot of you will know as Morgan from Darkstalkers. Yeah, what I have here is also a couple of decals that I got for my vehicle as well. Say what you will, I love the mess out of Fairy Tail. Yes, it's a fast food anime, but it's a really good fast food anime.
To the point you argued with Team 4-Star over it.
Oh yeah, I actually did get into an argument with Team 4-Star over it once. Not like a serious argument, but you know, it actually turned into a lovely conversation. But these definitely, oh wait, I'm holding them backwards. Whoops.
Make sure they're like, yeah, I'm seeing the decal from back here. They're really nice.
But yeah, these are pretty much all the decals that I've gotten that I plan on putting on my vehicle. I know that some of them might be a bit hard to see because of lighting, perhaps. However, these are, I definitely have to figure out where they're going to go. And once I determine that, they'll go in there in their respective slots. I'm just glad I finally got some decals for my new vehicle for once. This here is gonna go in my office and where I work. It's a nice little Master Sword aesthetic, and yes, the sword, if you can't tell by the wobbling, is actually removable as well. And I think it also makes use for a nice mail opener as well. So I'm pretty happy about that.
That actually is pretty cute.
Now for those who are a fan of the Joker, will be happy to see that I've gotten this shirt from TMG as well. For those who love P5, this is actually a really, really nice Joker pickup. I couldn't turn away from it as soon as I saw it. Funnily enough, I went to the booth that was selling these t-shirts for the sake of getting one from My Hero Academia, but as soon as I saw this took like full priority, so there's that. Now, this here is one of DJ Cutman's CDs. I do have another one that I've gotten the same con, but that's currently sitting in my car at the moment because I was listening to it on the way home from work. What's really cool about this Volume 4 CD that we're looking at here is that he actually went to a good distributor for it, and it's even got his own logo on here this time. You will see this in the actual footage, so definitely look forward to seeing that also. But yeah, that's what it looks like, and I say it's a really, really cool aesthetic. By the way, if you really like Final Fantasy VII, expect a lot of Final Fantasy VII tracks in this one.
Love you, DJ Cutman.
Now, this one you've already seen, but it's the autograph poster, the voice actor of Bowser. Really chill dude, fun to speak with, absolutely love the guy. If I see him again, I can't wait to have the same conversations as before, if not better ones. This here is also a mini keychain of the Oath Keeper Keyblade. Funnily enough, this is actually not for me. Can you do me a favor and please pass this to the special someone in the room?
Oh, thank you.
Not you. You're welcome.
Aw.
And this is also another pickup that I've received in the TMG Con as well. My reasoning for picking this one up, I'm gonna be honest with you, is kind of like, it is definitely a mediocre RPG, but it was an RPG that I played in my time as a kid. Like, it was one of those random games that I rented from Blockbuster, didn't know anything about it, and I literally picked this up for nostalgia reasons, so.
Well, also, I recall when you were getting that, you were debating on it, because we also got it from a booth that tends to overprice things.
Mm-hmm.
But I checked on Amazon, and you were basically going to pay like half of what Amazon was charging.
Yeah, this game with the booth was charged around $40
I think it was like 88.
Yeah, it was 88 on Amazon.
So, done, deal, grab it.
Yeah, this was definitely a really good purchase. Now, this is for D&D purposes, basically. I picked up another dice set, and I wanted to look for a dice set that would match the character that I'm playing. For those who care a little bit about what D&D session I'm doing, I'm currently playing as a red tiefling who's from the desert, and he's also a thief. His eyes are also yellow as well, and as soon as I saw these dice here, it pretty much spoke to me and said, hey, these are the dice that match your character, so go ahead, grab it, and that's exactly what I did. And I actually really like the way the dice look too. And this right here is a really nice styrofoam keyblade. This one belongs to Ventus, and yes, when I was walking around with the con with this thing, I made sure to hold the keyblade backwards. Don't worry, I am well aware.
Nerd.
Good job. I'm a proud Kingdom Hearts nerd. Thank you very much.
I'm sorry, but if you didn't hold it backwards, I'd smack you, and I wasn't even there.
By the way,
wow.
If I may chime in one quick thing, because of that Keyblade, among like others that I ended up getting and what Helios got, we met up with other people wielding Keyblades, and
like during the entire weekend, I swear.
We did.
We took the most epic pictures and videos of us wielding them as one, and I believe that Elusive here actually has a couple photos or videos that he will show.
Oh yeah, I definitely displayed it. Like the Travis Touchdown cosplayer. He was one of them. Hey, Kingdom Hearts brings people together. And this is the other Keyblade that I picked up as well for Aqua, and God bless Aqua's soul right now, because she's been Norded, unfortunately. I definitely had to pick this up because I always liked the design of Aqua's Keyblade. And the sad part about it is that it had a keychain, but somewhere in during the travels, the keychain fell off. But then I realized that that's actually also something that happens in the main story as well, because apparently before keychains were even a thing, the Keybladers didn't have keychains on them originally.
Yeah, true.
So in a sense, this kind of falls into like a storyline kind of Keyblade, so it's more like a happy accident.
There you go, more authenticity.
Yes, but it's definitely a worthy mention as well.
Hi! Unlike our friend Elusive here, I didn't really get much this year. Oh, hi, Door. Hi, Door.
Oh, my name's not Door.
You're Door now.
You think?
So, like to Elusive here, I am also a part of a D&D group, and I got 2 new dice. One because it's very pretty, and one for my character, who
Hate me.
No duh, she hates everyone. My character is a half-elf ranger who is just mean to everyone. That's all you need to know. But anywho,
Yeah.
so the only other thing I got was a few posters, and I'm gonna do a little shout out, if you don't mind, to the artist. I love going to her booth every year. I don't know, see it? She's adorable.
I know exactly who you're talking about as well. I usually go to her booth every year as well, and I think last year I got like 3 posters from her.
She has great deals. Like, I got 3 posters for $30. So the first one I actually got for Helios, and it's a Mega Man Battle Network poster. He doesn't have a lot of Mega Man, so... But the real treat, everyone likes animals, everyone likes pets. Who doesn't like cats? Kingdom Hearts brings everyone together, cats brings people together, so have Kingdom Cats. Speaking of cats, My Hero Academia. Meow Hero Academia. Beautiful.
I
Beautiful.
personally like the Bakugo one the best one.
Everyone loves Bakugo.
Because it fits him.
I know.
Love the Froppy. That's a cute Froppy kitty.
One day, cosplays.
Mm-hmm.
But simple, basic. Don't have to buy too much at a con, but for just $30, satisfaction guaranteed.
So, I realized I forgot a couple of games that I picked up while I was at Too Many Games, so I'm gonna go over them right now. First one I have is Rockman World 5, which was part of the Game Boy exclusive Mega Man games, which were similar to the ones on NES, but much different. And this one, in North America, is much harder to find. So I picked it up for about 25 bucks for the Game Boy version. Along with that, I picked up Bubble Bobble on the Famicom Disk System. Now, I don't usually get to buy Famicom Disk games because I have most of the ones I want to own already, but there's still a couple I have yet to get. And I was getting this as a part of a deal, and I figured why not? It's Bubble Bobble. And I also picked up Samurai Pizza Cats. Now, I forgot its Japanese name, but that's all I know it as, Samurai Pizza Cats. And it's a rather uncommon Famicom game to find. And while I was at that Toys R Us, I also picked up a copy of Thor Ragnarok, which by far is the best Thor movie and one of the best films released last year. Now, I know I made a top 10 video of 2017 movies, but I didn't watch it at the time, so it wasn't included on that list, but this would definitely hit that list. And, you know, with Toys R Us going out of business, I got this for relatively cheap. And it's a really good deal to add to my MCU collection. At Limited Runs, I picked up a copy of Night Trap on the PlayStation 4. Now, it's not a good game, or at least it's not intentionally good, but for about $30, and I think the actual copy on Sega CD and the Sega 32X version is a little bit pricey, so, you know, just to have all this without hooking up extra cables is really convenient, and actually a very nice cover there too. A couple of GameCube games I picked up was Incredibles on the GameCube. Now I was looking for this, and I was also trying to hunt down a copy of Rise of the Underminer, but nobody seemed to have it this year, so I settled on this, and you can't really go wrong with Incredibles. I love Incredibles. I saw the second movie, and it was just fantastic. I mean, it's my favorite Pixar films of all time, I think. And another game I was trying to pick up was Teen Titans on the GameCube. Now, I can't find this game anywhere for less than $30. And finally, Too Many Games supplied on that. I haven't played this, but I've heard good things about it. And hopefully, with the new Teen Titans Go movie coming out, I could do a review or so on this game. Who knows? And the biggest pickup I made, and if you watch or follow me on Instagram, Twitter, anything like that, you probably know what this is, but I picked up a copy of Action 52. Like Night Trap, it's not a good game, but I like it because it's hilariously bad. Like, I feel like I could do a live stream or marathon of this in some form or another. Maybe do a Remember This episode on it, who knows. Well, that's everything I picked up at Too Many Games, so let's go back to the other footage. Thank you again for watching, and thank you for listening to my friends and I show off what we got. And thank you for my buddy Sorcerer Chris providing, you know, people watching people walk in the background.
Yeah, it's soothing. Why not?
And I'll put a link to the video or videos for Two Elusive's videos on Too Many Games. So until next time, take care.
Bye-bye.